When you're in a relationship, it can sometimes feel like your partner is speaking a different language. But what if I told you that they might not be speaking with words at all? Instead, they're using body language to communicate. The unspoken signals they send can reveal so much about what they're feeling, what they need, and even what they're holding back. Understanding your partner's body language is key to building a deeper connection. It's more than just paying attention to how they look at you or the way they touch you. It's about understanding the subtle cues that go beyond the surface. Think about the last time you were with your partner. Were they smiling, or maybe they seemed distant? Did they lean in close when they spoke to you, or did they keep their distance? Every movement, every glance, and every shift in posture can say something. Your partner's body language can tell you if they are feeling loved, anxious, frustrated, or even excited. And the best part is you can learn to read these cues. Let's start with something that's often overlooked: eye contact. Have you ever felt the warmth of your partner's gaze? When they look directly into your eyes, there's a certain level of intimacy that words just can't capture. But what about when they avoid eye contact? Do you notice the change in energy when their eyes shift away from you? Maybe they look down or glance around the room. This subtle movement can indicate discomfort or a lack of engagement, but it could also be a sign of guilt or insecurity. It's not always a bad thing, but it's a cue to pay attention to. When your partner avoids eye contact, take a moment to assess the situation. Is there something on their mind? Is there an unspoken tension between you, or are they simply feeling distracted? The key is to stay aware and open. Now, let's talk about touch. How does your partner touch you when they hold your hand? Do you feel comforted and secure? Or does it feel like an obligation? Touch is one of the most powerful forms of communication, and it can say so much about how your partner is feeling. A gentle touch can convey affection and care, but when they pull away or don't initiate physical contact, it can signal disconnection. So pay attention to how your partner touches you. Do they reach for you when you're sitting close? Do they place their hand on your back when you're walking together? Or do they seem distant when you're physically close? The way they touch you can tell you whether they are emotionally available, when they are comfortable, or when they are pulling away. Speaking of pulling away, have you ever noticed how your partner's body language changes when they are feeling uncomfortable? Maybe they start crossing their arms, or they shift away from you, physically distancing themselves. These signs can indicate a defensive posture or that they're not fully comfortable with what's happening. Sometimes it's as simple as being in a crowded space, but other times it could be a sign that something is bothering them. And it's important to recognize these shifts, because they might be signaling that your partner is feeling overwhelmed or disconnected. If you notice this happening, take a moment to check in with them, ask how they're feeling, and create a safe space for them to express themselves. This is where being mindful of body language becomes incredibly powerful. It's about creating understanding and space for open communication. Now, what about posture? Have you ever noticed how someone's posture can change depending on their mood? When your partner is feeling positive and engaged, they might stand or sit with an open posture. Their shoulders are relaxed and their body faces you. They lean in when they talk, and they might even make small gestures to emphasize what they're saying. But when they're feeling closed off or disconnected, their posture might shift. They might cross their arms, turn their body away from you, or lean back. These physical cues tell you that something is off, and it's important to pay attention to them, because it gives you a window into how your partner is really feeling. Posture is one of the clearest ways to tell if your partner is emotionally available or not. So when you notice a change, don't ignore it. If you sense that something is wrong, take a step back and let your partner know that you're there, that you're ready to listen, and that you're open to understanding their emotions. Another important sign to notice is the way your partner reacts to proximity. How do they behave when you're physically close to them? Do they lean in, smile, or relax, or do they take a step back? Sometimes, emotional distance is reflected in physical space. When your partner doesn't want to be close, it could be a sign that they're feeling emotionally distant or that they need space. It's important to respect this, but also to understand that physical space can indicate an emotional barrier. When they want to be close, when they lean in or hold you tighter, it shows that they are open, engaged, and emotionally connected. This physical proximity can also be a sign of attraction. It's their way of saying, "I'm here, I'm with you." And when that space is created, it's your cue to create an opening for conversation, to check in on how they're feeling, or to offer reassurance. Have you ever noticed how mirroring works in relationships? You know when you and your partner seem to move in sync with each other. When they smile, you smile. When they laugh, you laugh. When they lean in, you lean in. This mirroring effect is a powerful indicator of emotional connection. It happens when two people are in tune with each other, when they're feeling comfortable, relaxed, and emotionally available. But what happens when mirroring stops? Maybe your partner no longer matches your movements, or they don't seem to be as engaged with you physically. This could be a sign that something is off, that there's a shift in the connection. When mirroring fades, it's time to check in. Sometimes it's a simple matter of being distracted or tired, but other times it could be a deeper issue. Mirroring is a subtle yet powerful tool for understanding your partner's feelings. And when it's absent, it's important to pay attention, because it shows that the emotional bond may need a little repair. And finally, let's talk about the overall energy of the relationship. Have you noticed how the energy shifts when you're with your partner? When things are good, the atmosphere feels light and positive. But when things aren't going well, the energy feels heavy, tense, or even awkward. Body language plays a huge role in setting this energy. The way your partner responds to you, their posture, their touch, and their reactions can either build up or break down the energy of the moment. Understanding how body language shapes the emotional tone of the relationship can help you make the necessary adjustments, whether it's offering more affection, creating space for your partner to talk, or simply being present. By tuning into these body language cues, you can understand your partner's true emotions and help create a deeper, more meaningful connection. Remember, relationships are built on trust, communication, and understanding, and body language is a huge part of that. By understanding the signs your partner is sending, you can learn how to navigate your relationship more thoughtfully. So next time you're with your partner, take a moment to observe their body language, notice their eye contact, touch, posture, and proximity, and trust that these nonverbal cues will help you understand their emotions. And if you ever feel unsure, don't be afraid to ask. Communication is key in any relationship. And when you understand the language of body language, you'll be better equipped to build a deeper connection with your partner. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, because you will learn a ton of information in the next video.